You have worked on your book for 20 years. Tell me about this, because now we're coming forward and we are going to drive as hard as possible to make sure this book is a New York Times #1 bestseller. Talk about your journey. You've worked on this for 20 years. You've done amazing interviews, Epic Times, your American thought leaders. But to get down and take all the research, because this thing is as documented as Peter Schweitzer's. Talk to us about the journey and why is this such a big component of your life? You over at Epic Times, you got so much stuff going on. You guys are the leading voice as a newspaper of the and content of the anti-CCP movement. We would hope War Room will be equivalent to you as a streaming platform. But why have you turned your entire life over to doing this and exposing this?
Well, this is a crime yet to be seen on this planet. You know, to quote David Matus, who was one of the original researchers to describe this, you know, this is not your garden variety black market organ industry situation. You need a state actor to do this. You need to be able to push mass propaganda through a population and dehumanize a group of people. And you need to be able to incarcerate a huge number of those people, maybe 1 million or something like that. And this is what the CCP did to Falun Gong practitioners back in 1999 and 2000, when Jiang Zemin, the dictator, basically decided this peaceful movement based on truthfulness, compassion, forbearance was going to get wiped out, to use his words, eradicated. Okay. And they made these people less than human through the propaganda. They put millions of them in prisons, in the labor camps and everything else. And then they started blood typing, tissue typing, organ scanning them. Okay. They created a database of their vitals. And now someone here in America or some other country basically could see an ad, and this happened many times, and say, well, I need a new heart. I'm desperate. For 200 grand, I can get it done in 2 weeks or less in communist China, meaning that they knew when someone was going to die. And the reason they knew that was that they already had that person pre-typed in prison, ready to go, ready to be killed to order. And that's why that's the name of the book, the title of the book, Killed to Order.
You're saying that they actually, once they knew what the demand side was, they could go back and create their own supply side. They would actually kill these people. The book is going to show us systematically, so there's no doubt that they could actually murder people. The state, the Chinese Communist Party, the state of China, not the Chinese people, but the state of China could actually kill people to order for their organs and to monetize that?
Well, to our best knowledge, and there's a number of really incredible, I basically bring together all of the research that's been done over the last 20 years, and some of it is unbelievable. I mean, I'll give you an example, Steve. 2022, American Journal of Transplantation, there's a paper titled, and I kid you not, okay, Execution by Organ Procurement. They actually published that title in the American Journal of Transplantation. The researchers looked at the Chinese transplant literature. This is the public Chinese transplant literature that's available, okay, for anyone to look at. They found 71 instances of dead donor rule violations, very clear violations of the dead donor rule in the published public Chinese transplant literature. Basically, it's such a norm. We're talking 60 to 90,000 transplants a year. This is industrial scale. Okay, it's such a norm over there. This is how the transplantation is done. There may be exceptions. I'm not saying the ethical way never happens, but it's happening at such a scale that they've kind of forgotten that you can't do dead donor. You can't. Do you know what a dead donor rule violation means? It means that the person is being killed by their organs being extracted. And in the published literature, there's at least 70 instances of that. And that is not by no means a comprehensive look at the literature. It's crazy.
Okay, the book's Order to Kill. Where they go for your website to push this book, where they go to order today. It's on pre-order. When's the release date?
So release date is March 17th. We're hoping to do a big thing here in Washington, D.C. around that. The URL to go to is killedtoorder.com. Killedtoorder.com. That'll take you right to the Amazon link. And I want to encourage you to pre-order. Steve, I really appreciate your endorsement for this. I mean, you even said in that endorsement, you said, you know, this is going to shock you, and you're going to want to go pray after this. Whenever I think about it, I feel the same. So anyway, thank you for giving this an audience, because for decades, okay, I've worked on this for 20 years. For the longest time, it was just very hard to even talk about it because the human mind does not want to believe that such things are possible, such extreme violations of human dignity are even possible.
It's
Today,
amazing.
somehow, there was a survivor. I talk about all that in the book. There's amazingly a survivor. And also, I think the COVID years also showed us some of the depravities that are possible. I think we're finally, as a collective conscious society, ready to face this issue and understand, and this is the bigger part of the book in a sense, that this is how communist China works. And we have to understand this, and then we'll know how to deal with them in a more reasonable way.